It's Bengals, it's Bills. It's a must win in December if the Bengals want to keep their playoff chances alive. What am I watching for on Sunday in Buffalo? Plus a prediction. You're not going to want to miss this right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into CBT. I'm James Rapien of BengalsTalk.com. If you're watching this on Friday, well, then go Bearcats. And if it's past Friday and the Bearcats lost to Xavier, well, I don't want to hear it because this is the one time that I root against Xavier, and I need my Bearcats to win. So we'll see if that happens. But welcome in. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see me and my Bearcats hat. If you're listening, well, shout out to you for listening. By the way, quick note, quick nugget before we dive into Sunday's game in Buffalo. If we're in your YouTube Wrapped or your Spotify Wrapped or your Apple Wrapped on Apple Podcast, guess what? Tag us. Tag me, tag Andrew at James Rapien on X, at Andrew Fox Miller on X. You can email me, jamesrap12@gmail.com. We just love to see it. We love to see it, and it's a fun way to interact with people that are listening, watching, supporting us all year long. So thank you so much for that. And let's dive into this game because I can't believe it. As wild as this season has been, everything the Bengals sought out to do from a division, win the division standpoint, they can do. And it's semi-realistic. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to. They could certainly lose against Buffalo on Sunday. But the fact that we're here, the fact that it's December and they're 4-8 and yet somehow just 2 games back in the division and have a really good chance if they win out of winning the division, feels like house money. It feels like, all right, take advantage of this opportunity and salvage what's been a really rough season for a lot of people. Obviously, the Bengals, the organization, fans, coaches, there's a lot of people involved in this. So let's dive in here. The thing that I'm watching for and need to see from this Bengals team most on Sunday, it's very simple. And it doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's simple. Their stars need to be stars. Joe Burrow needs to be the best player on the field. Jamar Chase needs to be dominant. T. Higgins back this week, was feeling good. I talked to him on Thursday. He spoke with the media on Friday, feeling good. They need him. He would have been a difference maker against Baltimore. And obviously they handled that game against Baltimore. You're not going to force 5 turnovers again on the road. It's just not going to happen. It's unrealistic. But what can be realistic is Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown. He's definitely in that star category. Your stars can be stars. And so that needs to happen. If that happens from the jump, well, then your offense should be moving. And then they need to put up a bunch of points and the defense needs to do its job. And number 2 on what I'm watching for, you got to slow down this Bills rushing attack. And everyone does it. Like everybody in this Bills roster, it seems like, can run it, from the quarterback to multiple running backs. And obviously James Cook is someone I've talked about a bunch, whether it's here this week or on Locked On Bengals. And it's not just James Cook, though. Ray Davis, Josh Allen, they have multiple guys outside of that they could do quick hitters, runs, different things like that. Khalil Shakir is a quick twitch, hard to tackle type of player if you don't get hands on him. And so when you talk about slowing down the run, obviously you have to win in the trenches, but 2, tackle. When there are plays to be made, when there are tackles to be made, make them. And we'll see if this defense can do that. It's an uphill battle. I don't trust them to do that, by the way. I don't. And these linebackers are going to get tested. This defensive front is going to get tested. They need McKinley Jackson to have the game of the season for him. They need a TJ Slayton, same thing. BJ Hill, same thing. Chris Jenkins Jr., same thing. And it goes on and on and on when it comes to this defensive front, from Miles Murphy and Joseph Osai continuing to hopefully build on what they've done so far. I told Miles that on Thursday, like, man, keep building now. You got 3 straight weeks of playing well. We'll see if they can make it 4. And that's the third thing, is you have to create some splash plays and you have to make Josh Allen uncomfortable. And they usually go hand in hand because splash plays are what? Sacks, pressures, tackles for loss, pressures that turn into turnovers. Obviously, winning the turnover battle, you could say about every NFL game, always. But when I look at this, it is very simple to me. It's like, yes, you need to find a way to create those splash plays. And if you do, well, then we see how much it can pay off. So those are the first 3 things I'm looking for. There's a 4th one. And then it will be prediction time. It's Bills, it's Bengals. I'm excited. I hope you are too. We'll get to the fourth thing I'm watching for in a prediction next. Today's show is brought to you by Win-Win Athletics, the #1 flag football gear on the planet. You got to check them out at winwinathletics.com. When it comes to flag football, maybe you have a young player in your family, an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old. Maybe you play, and I've played flag football. All of the flag football playing I've done is as an adult. You got to get Win-Win Athletics. Their flag football kit is the best on the planet. Check them out today at winwinathletics.com and use code CBT10 for 10% off. Today's show is also brought to you by Christian Husky. You got to check out Christian. If you're thinking about moving, if you're thinking about, I'm not sure if now's the time to move. When should we list our house? We want to downsize, or we're looking for our forever home, or you just need real estate advice. Christian Husky is the one to go to. You can check him out right now at simpsyklein.com/chusky. He's a giant Bengals fan. He will be watching on Sunday in Buffalo. In fact, I think he's going to the game. So if you see him, say hey to Christian and check him out today at simpsyklein.com/chusky. All right, the fourth thing I'm watching for, and this is one you can always say, but I think it's really important this week because the Bills have been bad at it. They're dealing with some injuries on their defensive front. And if you think about all right, this Bengals offense, how are they going to be stopped? It's pressuring Joe Burrow. So you have to find a way to protect Joe Burrow. And I told multiple offensive linemen this week, you guys have been doing a great job. And I think they have. I talked to every starter. I didn't get to talk to Dylan. He was around. He was in the area, but he was, and I don't know if I actually told Ted that because we were talking about the Walter Payton Man of the Year. But the other three starters, Dalton, Orlando, and Amarius, I definitely talked to about it because, one, we've been very critical of the Bengals offensive line at times. And so for them to appear to have turned it around, to be playing at the level that they are, to be opening up running lanes for Chase Brown like they have, and he's got six straight games of 100 yards from scrimmage. Need to make that 7, by the way. But I think they deserve praise. But now is when you really need to play like it. And you need to buckle down because you know you got to run the table. You know you got to go into a road environment where you're going to be on the silent count. You got to get off to a good start early and all of the things that come with it. This offensive line needs to be dialed in, and protecting Joey B isn't just the offensive line. It's the tight ends. It's Samaje Perine, who had a huge block in pass protection on Joe Burrow's touchdown to Andre Yosevich. All of those things need to deliver, and you need to deliver if the Bengals are going to come back to Cincinnati with a win. And they're trying to win 2 straight for just the second time this season, get to 5-8 on the year, keep their playoff hopes alive. I keep saying realistic playoff hopes because you could lose to Buffalo and technically find your path and your way to the playoffs. I don't think that's realistic. I think you need to run the table to make the playoffs. And I think that should be their mindset. And that obviously starts on Sunday in Buffalo. Without further ado, it is prediction time here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. It's Bengals, it's Bills, it's in Buffalo. It's going to be cold. And this prediction is brought to you by Rivertown Inquiry and rivertowninquiry.com. Anything you're looking for Christmas, hoodies, sweatshirts, the best, and I mean the best, most comfortable t-shirts, hats, apparel, pint glasses, bourbon glasses. Doesn't matter. Rivertown Inquiry has you covered. You can check them out. 2 locations, one in Oakley, one in Findlay Market, or online at rivertowninquiry.com. I'm picking the Bengals. I think this is going to be a nail biter. I think this is going to be a game that goes down to the wire. I don't buy the scenario and this idea that, the Bengals just have the Bills number and they're just going to go out there and roll. I don't think it's going to be that way. This is not going to be the snow game of a couple of years ago, 3 years ago from the playoffs. This is going to be a tight game, a back and forth game, a game where I probably have 5 different stories written, win, loss, and I'm adjusting down to the wire. But I'm taking the Bengals 31-30. I just think when you're talking about Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, backs against the wall, they need to go make a play. They know how important it is to get this win. I think they make one more play. Throw in the fact that Money Mac, Evan McPherson, is playing at a really, really high level right now. That is going to matter in these games, in these tight games, narrow margins, December games. I think he kicks the game-winning field goal. The Bengals win by the skin of their teeth, 31-30, to keep their playoff hopes alive. We're going to have you covered after the game. And if there's any news between now and then, we obviously have you covered as well. So please, please, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow wherever you get your podcasts. And until next time, for Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to Cincinnati Bengals Talk.